from the Daily Mail.
Oh.
Germaphobe Howard Stern leaves his apocalypse bunker for the first time in 2 years for A-list dinner with Jennifer Aniston, Jimmy Kimmel, and John Hamm, and admits he's been afraid of catching COVID.
Mm-hmm. How many times has he had COVID?
That's just it. That's just a wow moment.
Yeah.
His immune system has just got to be shot. He hasn't seen a germ in 2 years.
Yeah, he's going to get real sick now.
He's going to get really, really sick.
It's not going to be COVID either.
Yeah.
It's going to be whatever's
it's
out
gonna
there.
Be exactly. He's completely.
He's going to get everything.
Yeah.
Monkeypox.
It's going to be like when Mr.
monkeypox.
Burns, you remember the Simpsons and the germs through the door?
He probably bought a whole jug of like antiseptic like, alcohol sanitizer, which again
that kills your immune system too.
Kills your immune system and kills the good bacteria as well as the bad bacteria, and you need a combination of good bacteria
Listen
to
to
have
this.
a healthy gut.
The radio host admitted on Monday the outing was emotionally exhausting, and it was the first time in 2 years I ventured out of the house. Who still listens to this guy? You are listening to someone who is not well. Dude needs deep therapy. He's saying it was emotionally exhausting for the first time in 2 years. Bro isolated himself for 2 years. Do not take advice from this man. I don't know who is still following this guy's politics. This guy is out of his mind.
Yeah,
but he is in a $20 million home, so it couldn't have been too bad.
It's true too.
But I mean, did he have mates?
It's still house arrest.
I'm sure he's got a pinball machine, a hot tub. He's got an infinity pool and all that great stuff. That's not the point. The point is the dude is agoraphobic. Like, this is not the kind of person that you should be listening to consistently.
Does anybody listen to this guy consistently?
Yeah, he's got like tens of millions of listeners on Sirius or whatever he's still on.
He imprisoned himself in his own mind, which is absolutely terrifying because he was a perfect byproduct of what the corporate media wanted the average citizen to be. And as we were talking, you need good bacteria and bad bacteria, but when you lack good bacteria in your gut, this is correlated with a lot of people having very negative mental health. So I think there's a correlation with him being overly protective, using too much hand sanitizers, using too much stuff, not going outside, not being in nature, not feeling the dirt, not getting any sun, not getting any vitamin D, that correlated with his mental decline that has led to a situation where he literally imprisons himself and doesn't go outside for 2 years.
Check us out. He said, quote, "I said to my wife, I don't want to go. I'm in a panic. I don't want to get COVID."
Yeah, anxiety,
he
fear.
didn't even want to leave now.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
It's agoraphobia. It's not germophobia. It's agoraphobia.
Maybe it was a Trump derangement syndrome. Maybe if Trump would have said, yeah, you guys should all stay in your house, he would have freaked out and he would have been partying every night.
That's a good point.
Man, that's crazy. Stern, however, was reportedly maskless at the dinner party, according to a diner who had snapped the photo. Howard was there without even a mask on. They also had a large table. Stern told the restaurant staff it was his first night out since the start of the pandemic. Wow. Yo, that's
So
like
wait, was he
almost
really
3
that
years.
scared?
That's almost 3 years.
Was he really that scared if he's not wearing a mask and it's his first time out? Or was he
Well, he
really just
probably
doing this for
realizes, like, hey, this doesn't work either. This is pointless. After looking at the data, after being so long, but
he's going somewhere to eat too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we know the rules of restaurants, right? Like, you take the mask off, and when you're sitting down, and you don't get COVID.
You know what would be really ironic is that if he gets COVID now, and then he's like, oh, I got it, I went out.
I got to go back in for 2 more years.
I mean, he's got to be shots, boosters. He's got to have it all.
Yes, again, a lot of data is coming out highlighting some interesting findings that highlight that he probably will be getting sick, especially if he.
Well, he's going to get something.
Absolutely,
you can't lock yourself up for 2 years.
Whether it's the flu, whether it's the cold, whatever it is, it's going to hit him, and it's going to hit him hard.
That's why periodically I go outside and eat steak right off the ground, just to make sure my immune system is strong and ready to go.
That's one way of doing it.
Yep.
Just make sure no animal poops in there. But yeah, grounding, being in the sun, being in nature, just being exposed to other germs and bacteria gives you a good immune system. This is why a lot of
eating
people.
Dirt.
Kids eat dirt.
Some people actually have supplements, and the supplements are from dirt.
Hold on there a minute.
There's actually medications from dirt that are also very controversial that we can't talk about many times.
Hold on. No, you're supposed to eat dirt. But let me clarify. We used to get a lot of nutrients because we would pull the vegetables out of the ground or off branches, and they have not like thick dirt, you're eating dirt, but there's like dust and dirt still on the plant. and you'd eat it. We started cleaning all that stuff off, and I was reading about how that lowered the amount of B vitamins we were getting.
Not just that, but because of monocropping, because of simply just growing corn and soy and allowing Monsanto to control the entire agriculture industry along with other big corporate giants, we have destroyed nutrition from our vegetables and fruits. A lot of the fruits, a lot of the vegetables don't contain the same amount of macronutrients as they previously did before decades ago, and therefore our food is slowly and surely being wilted away to absolutely be mush that is meaningless without any kind of sustenance for you as a human being.
So do we have to buy 10 tomatoes and eat them instead of 5?
Well, yeah.
Do I eat double the salad now, or what do I do?
Well, you've got to be careful with the glyphosate inside of there.
I went to Stonewall Jackson's Shenandoah compound, because it's in Winchester, I think. It was like he used it for a few months while he was planning the defense of the Shenandoah during the Civil War. And in the kitchen, they had a musket from like 1820 up on the wall. And they said what they would do is when they're making dinner, they would have the door open, and if they saw a critter outside, they'd grab the musket and just shoot it and then take it and throw it in the stew, like fresh, just like that. It's kind of a crazy thought, eating squirrel, groundhog, rabbit, or badger, or whatever they happen to see, but also the crazy thought of something so fresh. Taken right from the yard. Bang. There you go. Here's dinner.
Right from the yard.
The other crazy thing was they had they call it winter pantry right above the kitchen. They just took meat and hung it up. They didn't refrigerate it or anything. So I was at a steakhouse, and they had the dry aging steaks just sitting out, and it was like it's like sits out for a month. It's kind of a crazy thought. People would just throw the meat in a room and hang it and be like, there you go.
Put some salt on it and kind of store it that way.
I don't think they even did that. Yeah, I think when they were transporting and stuff, they would smoke it and then just leave it up there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, my family still does that in Poland. Every time I go to Poland, they're like, oh yeah, we're just smoking the meat.
Just
There's going to be a bunch of jokes there.
So I guess he had people just delivering Uber Eats and stuff to his house, or family, or
I don't know if he had Uber Eats coming in or
yeah.
No.
I guess they
Get
just
sick.
drop it on the doorstep or something.
he has like, what are those rooms called where it's like one door opens and then you put the food in, then it closes and
Decontamination room?
yeah, like it
Yeah.
sprays it.
Yeah.
Then he opens it up and takes it out.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what he
Except
has.
the food. Like,
Get Lysol, just
Can I
sprays
really
it
eat
everywhere.
He's wealthy enough. He'd probably want to do. I wouldn't be surprised if he got like special order farm food that was harvested by like his select people.
Ugh.
Because the thing about fast food is like you don't know what they're doing when they prepare it. I remember that viral video where a dude was at Taco Bell. I think it was Taco Bell, and he stood in the lettuce or something like that. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was Burger King or something.
Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like standing in it. There's a bunch of videos where people do that, where they're like screwing with the food and then they were posting it online. You never know, man. For all we know, Howard Stern orders, what's that grocery delivery service you can order? I don't know, whatever.
Instacart.
Is that what it is?
Something
like that.
He
Yeah,
orders
there's a
ice
bunch of
cream, and he gets the one ice cream that girl licked and put back.
Oh.
So you think you're safe, Howard Stern, but
Oh my
they're
God.
getting the germs in your food when you order it.
I mean, did he keep his maids? I mean, I assume he's got a $20 million mansion. He had maids.
yeah, you guys must stay house
Did he
arrest
like?
too.
Yeah, he probably was like, "We're all under house arrest now."
You would have worked for me. You got to stay here. No leaving.
Yo, what happened to people? Like, this dude used to be an edgelord, and now he's just like a terrified panic attack agoraphobe.
I mean, really, just think about it, though. If everybody did what he did, I mean,
There'd be no
society just
pandemic.
wouldn't function anymore. You want to have people producing anything. You want to have food. I mean, I guess unless he started
I'm not
doing
worried
his
about
own
it.
thing in his
Look,
yard, but
We got a bunch of critters and deer all over the place, and I'm not going to pretend like we would be able to survive off the land or anything like that. But I'm confident that after some hardship, if everything were to collapse, we'd be all right out here. We'd figure it out, and we would find a way. People in cities and people like him, they would just melt. They would be sitting there. He would just like slowly become one with his chair and just like get stuck to it and be like, "Argh," and then within a couple of weeks, he'd be gone.
He also became very angry. He criticized very heavily Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers. He even, Howard Stern specifically said that if you're unvaccinated, you should be denied treatment out of hospitals. Hospitals should be, quote, closed to individuals who are not vaccinated. So this is a man who wants to see other people suffer, who wants to see other people die, as of course he's taken for granted his lifestyle that of course the average poor person can't afford. An average person can't hide in a $20 million mansion and not be able to work or do hard labor or blue collar work. So for him to go out and say this on the heels of his paranoia is just mind boggling.
I remember you had people advocating on the news, on CNN, doctors advocating for not allowing you to fly state to state because that's a federal issue now. Unless you're vaccinated. I was like, oh shit.
But we're all in this together. We're all in this together.
But if you have a private jet, not a big deal. You can still go wherever you want.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.